awaiting a report as Dillon Brooks hits a tough shot. And Green throws an elbow. Post. Drops Steven Adams. On those screens, goes out beyond the line. He pops versus rolls. That's a big part of the story, too, for the Warriors. As we get a foul on Thompson. Oh, I saw that. Green took a shot. He had a swing at Dillon Brooks. Got him in the back of the head. These two teams met 5 times in the regular season. Not one of those games had a differential more than 10 points.
Şengün's feet were, but if he caught that in the front court, and now it's going to be
offensive foul on Jalen Green. Oh man,
this series is 80s and 90s NBA basketball, BA. It is physical combat on every possession. Not a fight in this series, BA. That'll be a bigger upset than anything else that could happen in the playoffs.
Well, now tuned in to the Dark Times Challenge.
And so here we go again, back with another one. We're a little bit under the weather today. Got the Barry White voice going on, but we're going to get through it.
Martin! Hey, puppy, you sick?
Hey, baby. Hey. Where's my mama?
But we got to chime in on the Rockets. And I told y'all at the beginning of the series, if the refs let them play, if they let it get physical, the way playoff basketball should be played, it was going to favor the Rockets.
That's who we are, that's our identity for the most part. So like I said, from the start of the playoffs, we don't have to flip the switch and try to get tougher, try to get more aggressive. That's kind of what we built everything on. And so that carries over to the playoffs. We understand that, and if they let us play, both teams, it's in our favor for the most part. Golden State as well is physical. You just have to play through it. You can't expect it on one end and cry about it on the other. And so if it gets chippy, we've seen over the last 2 years, that works in our favor for the most part.
And so absolutely, it definitely got chippy last night, to say the least. And this is what the fans want to see, and it's evident by the ratings. The ratings haven't been this high since 25 years ago. And of course, it goes without saying, fans don't want to see players get hurt. But fans want to know, fanatics want to know that the players and the teams that they support care about the game and care whether or not they win in the same manner, in the same fashion that they care.
You think Larry Bird has a picture of you on his wall with your hand down a toilet, wrangling a turd? He doesn't even know you exist.
That's what playoff basketball is about, and it looks like that's what we're getting. It looks like there's a shift in the NBA, and the refs in the league are allowing a lot more physicality to go on. And that brings us to the play of the night, and quite possibly the play of the series.
Steph had 29 and 5. Jimmy only played 8 minutes yesterday. He had a crazy fall yesterday.
On the floor, let's keep an eye on him. That one, oh, look out. Wow, Butler goes down hard.
Foul. I think he got pushed into that a little bit by Draymond Green.
So that's what injury. He's getting an MRI scheduled for today. A pelvic contusion is what they're calling it right now. Thompson twin kind of fell into him. I know a lot of people are trying to call that a dirty play, but no, it was not a dirty play, man. He got pushed into him basically. But yeah, man, it was very obvious after that. But people don't like paying attention. They just want to run with stuff. But
here's where we're going to get a little bit weird. Was this? Talk to me about what you're seeing here. Golly, that looks way worse when you watch it over and over again.
I see a freak accident.
Yeah, I don't think this is dirty at all. I think this is both guys kind of a loose ball here. No one is pushing anybody into the person on purpose. Obviously, Thompson's just they're flailing around here, and he's trying to go get his offensive rebound. Draymond kind of grabs him. I hate the narrative that this is dirty on either of their parts, on Draymond's or Thompson's. This is just like Boogie just said, this is kind of a freak accident play where they just clipped his heel, and hopefully he's okay. Obviously he's getting MRIs and stuff today. I don't think anything's going to be broken or fractured or anything serious, but he is going to be violently sore for a while.
Yes, that hurt.
And so absolutely, no doubt about it, Jimmy Butler is going to be sore for at least a few days, at the very least. I had this same injury, or the same deal kind of happened to me a while back. Fell from the same kind of distance, same angle, same pretty much everything. And it took me, I want to say, probably about 2 weeks till I felt right again. And so I know exactly what Jimmy Butler is feeling right now, and he's sore as hell. Trust me when I tell you that. And so I don't know how he's going to be for game 3. But even if he does play, he's not going to be 100%. I can tell you that right now. I don't care how many ice baths you do. I don't care how many massages you get. It's going to be sore for a while. And I don't think he's going to be out there moving like he normally does. I still think he's going to give it a go because it's Jimmy Butler. But it's definitely going to have a little bit of an impact on the Warriors. Because if he's not able to go out there and be Jimmy Butler and be able to defend like he's normally accustomed to defending, it's not going to be the same Warrior team. And so this definitely is going to have a major impact, and I hate to see it. And we all hate to see that. Even if you're a Rockets fan, you should hate to see this. Because if you're a real competitor, you want to beat your opponent when they're 100%. You know, injuries are a part of the game. It's unfortunate, but nobody wants to go out there and injure. No real competitor wants to go out there and injure somebody. And a lot of Warriors fans are trying to say that, you know, Amen Thompson's dirty and he did this on purpose. No way, no how. And I know Amen Thompson's a high IQ player and all that, but nobody has that kind of wherewithal to do something like this in a split second. Amen Thompson lost his balance. Whether he was tripped, whether he was pushed is inconsequential. But it is obvious that he was trying to brace himself. That's why he stuck his hands out the way he did. Whenever you're falling, it's a natural instinct to put your hands out in front of your face if you don't want to get a busted lip or a busted nose. It's just common sense. And so anybody out here trying to say Amen Thompson did this deliberately doesn't know sports, and at the very least is uncoordinated. But something I do want to touch on, I do want to talk about Draymond Green's WWE audition tape. Because at first sight, when I saw Jalen Green so-called elbow Draymond Green in the face, I was shocked. I was like, I didn't know Jalen had it in him. Jalen is not really known as that kind of a player. You know, that's really Dylan Brooks and Amen Thompson and those guys. But then I went back and watched the replay a few times, and I saw that Draymond Green deserves an Oscar.
And it's right here that he gets him. He comes up. Brian, here's how I know a game in a series is physical, is I got a text from Tom Izzo.
Because I had to slow it down a few times to realize exactly what happened. If anything, Jalen Green grazed Draymond Green with his elbow, and then Draymond Green did the rest. But I got to give it up to Draymond Green. That was quick thinking. That happened in a split second. Draymond Green felt the graze, or he felt the breeze of Jalen Green's elbow, and in an instant, he snapped his neck back. In real time, you can't notice it, but if you go back and watch the replay, it's apparent that there was a delay. There was a delay. And if you get hit in the face by an elbow, there's not going to be a delay. You know, unfortunately, if you play basketball or sports long enough, it's going to happen. And it's not going to be a delay. If you get hit with an elbow, especially a deliberate elbow, that neck's going to snap back real quick with no delay and no hesitation. And so you got to give it up to Draymond Green. And if you're a Warriors fan, this is why you love him. You got to respect somebody like Draymond Green. Draymond Green is not the most athletic guy in the NBA. He's not the tallest guy in the NBA. He's actually undersized for his position, rather slow by NBA standards, but yet he maximizes every God-given ability that he was given. And he doesn't do it just with his body, but he does it with his mental. And that's what separates Draymond Green from a lot of guys. And so I respect players like Draymond Green. I respect players like Dylan Brooks. You deal with the hand that you were given, and you try to do the most with what you got. And if that means you got to play it up a little bit, so be it. It is what it is, as they say. That's all I had on this one. I'm going to try to get myself together and get my voice together. Maybe give me some honey and tea and get ready for Game 3 on Saturday. But you guys go ahead and let me know how y'all feel about the game and the play that happened yesterday, Warriors fans included. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you guys go and hit that like button for me. And if you're not new to the channel and you've been enjoying the content so far on this channel, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. And as usual, peace and chaos.